Chris, thanks for joining us ahead of the trip to Reading tomorrow. The club issued an update on the condition of Jay Stansfield yesterday after his injury against Bradford. Can you just offer a further update on how he is at the moment?
Yeah, Jay's getting better day by day. Obviously, the great news was it wasn't season ending, which I know was announced yesterday. We were worried. I was very worried when I saw him getting stretchered off, and he had tests and it wasn't as bad as we first feared. So he needs to sort of go day by day now. He's in the hospital getting more tests and see how he goes. But it's not going to be something he's out for a long time with. But we have to see how he recovers day by day because it was a nasty bang that he got.
Aside from Jay, how's the rest of the squad looking? Is there any update on Emil Hansen and Mark Leonard?
Yeah, so Mark is progressing well. He's had obviously a deep cut to the knee. He's going to get back training the next week or so. Emil Hansen's back training, been training for, outside of the squad, but fit and raring to go for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, Emil's ready to go.
You've spoken in recent weeks about you've had such highs against Newcastle in the FA Cup and Bradford, beating Bradford on Tuesday to reach Wembley. Are you hoping that team can go again tomorrow and obviously avoid that complacency and obviously the highs that we've had back to league form and focusing on that?
Definitely, yeah. It's something I've spoken to him about this morning. It's mental stamina, basically, being able to go and go again, keep that intensity and the focus for every game. It's an early kick-off away from home, one of the hardest games of the season away at Reading. We knew that before the start of the season and they've proven that they're one of the better teams. So yeah, we need to be ready to go again. It's not a case of us taking our foot off the pedal now. We've got 17 league games and one cup final to go, so everyone is important and we need to keep going.
Now the dust has settled on Tuesday and the euphoria around that, how do you reflect on that as a whole? Must be a very proud moment for you personally, but more so on a wider scale for the club and the supporters.
Yeah, I think it was an amazing night. I mean, it was probably better than I even thought it could be, really. The atmosphere, just how it was received from the club, the fans, what it means to go back to Wembley again. I think it's the 7th time in the club's history we're going to be going back there, and yeah, it just meant so much and it was great to see it. We had to suffer a little bit during the game. It was tense, but to do it was something special. And, I know when it comes around, we'll be desperate to win it. But the chance to take the club back to Wembley and have that day is something that I know all the players and staff and everyone here is really, really proud of because we've been working hard to try and bring some success here. And to get to a cup final is hopefully just the start of that.
You've spoken already about the fact that there's a lot of games to be played between now and that final at Wembley. So how do you go about refocusing the group and taking each game by game at the moment?
Well, I think it's just a mantra I've said all season. The next game's the most important one. It's tomorrow. It's Reading. It's back in bread and butter, which is the league. That's what we've been doing most of the season, and the players have seen if you're not ready, then this league can trip you up. We've had some difficult games that have proven that. So we have to get ready again for the league. The cup finals now, whatever it is, sort of April the 13th. That's a way off. We don't need to worry or think about that now. It's a case of moving on quickly, which we have done today. I've made that pretty clear that we're on back to a league focus now.
Reading, 9th in the table, 4 points off the playoffs, having a good season. What sort of threat do you think that they could pose tomorrow?
Well, they're a good team. I mean, they've probably got more pace and power than some teams at this level. Physical team. When we played them on the first game of the season, I thought they were strong, actually. They looked like they had a good physicality about them, intensity. They tried to press, good on counter-attacks. And yeah, they just have proven all season really that they're a handful, home and away. Obviously at home they're particularly strong. So yeah, I know all about them, and they haven't changed too much actually. Even though they've changed manager, they haven't actually changed too much since we first played them all those months ago. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
You've spoken a few times about the strength of the squad. Obviously Jay being out now, Lyndon coming off the bench in midweek, Alfie pushing for a start, Juki as well. How do you highlight to everyone in the squad about how important everyone's going to be between now and the end of the season, not just with the amount of games we've got to play, but obviously in such a short space of time as well?
Yeah, I think they know, because it's hard to go every 3-4 days, and they've seen that there's been periods where I think all the players there that you've mentioned have started games, scored goals, and some less than others, but they've all been involved. And I just keep reiterating to them to remind them, as much as they want to play and start games, that you will play. You will do, because there's just so many games of the same 11 players. 15 players are just not going to be able to do it all themselves. So all the squad will be needed. They will all play a part and have played an important role into where we are now. And these next 10 weeks, the squad will be tested. All the squads across the country will, but particularly with the amount of games we've got in these next 10 weeks, probably more than anyone, I would say, is going to be tested, and we need to be ready.
Every time we play away from home, you probably get this question quite a lot, but we're due to be backed by 3,000 fans at Reading tomorrow. Incredible support once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It doesn't surprise me when I hear those numbers, but it should do in some ways, because it's it's an away game and it's costs money and to follow the team and everything. But the fans have been amazing. Every away game, I always look forward to seeing them there. They're always so loud, supportive, and they really help the team. And the away record that we've had is also to do with the fans, because they give us a great help in these stadiums, and tough place to go, and we're going to need them again.
And just finally, Chris, you started your career at Reading as a player and then latterly as a coach. Do you look back at that time and fond memories and the part that the club played in your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time since I was back there as a player, and then I went back again years later as a coach. So I do know it well. Obviously, it played an important role in me developing as a player and then obviously as a coach. So yeah, it's a club that I've been to quite a few, but that particular club, I haven't been there twice. Know it well, but tomorrow it doesn't mean much because I'm be desperate to beat them.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers.